Hello and welcome to this weather video, weather alert for tomorrow. We're going to watch some severe weather today. We had some haze in the sky, which actually got quite noticeable, especially towards sunset. And I have a couple of pictures to show you of that. We had the usual queue build up a little bit during the day. Definitely not a... The sky was a little bit better in the later afternoon for a little bit, but you can definitely see all the haze that was around today from the smoke that's mainly aloft. That is from wildfires in the northwest and western Canada, British Columbia. So we'll show you what the sky was like today. And we actually had some blue skies for a little bit, and then the smoke kind of came in. And what happened to the pictures of the smoke I had here? Okay, we're kind of missing them. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's over here. Let's see. All right, yeah, arc, here we go. So I was in Massapequa in the afternoon. You can see still somewhat blue skies earlier on, around, say, 4 o'clock or so. But then you could see what was going on here. The haze was coming in. You could see almost like a line of it here coming in. As we got toward the evening, this is what happened again. And I was trying to actually get to the lake to look at the sun and take some pictures of it. But the smoke was so thick that the sun actually it disappeared before it even set. So this is what it looked like around, 6:30, I guess. And then later on, you can see again another closer shot of the sun here at 6:30. And then this is what it looked like when I got to Massapequa. It was already disappearing. So I kind of just didn't stick around there. But that's what it looked like. I know the wires. I know. So I wanted to get to the lake. But this is, again, what it looked like again. So you can see, again, look at that. Look at that. Just that sun. You can barely see it at this point. It's just completely just... Look at that. There it is right there. Just barely, just almost completely obscured. I think I have another yeah, here's another picture. You can see just barely, maybe some clouds in the mix too, but that sun was just so weak at this point. So really, really impressive. Again, seeing that smoke again. Wish I could have gone to the lake to get a picture of it, but that's what you're going to get there. As you can see, that's all smoke. That's not clouds. That's smoke. Very, I'm pretty sure it was mostly smoke right there. And then that also had an effect on the moon tonight. So this is what the moon looked like coming up. And you can see very reddish moon. And then later you can see the moon again, very yellowish, reddish moon. Almost full, not quite. This is what it looked like out over the water in Rockville Center. And I just didn't want to leave because there was such a nice breeze there. You can see the moon again, just very reddish, orangish. You can see all the haze in the air. So yeah, wildfire smoke. A lot of people didn't mention that we would be dealing with that again, but that's exactly what happened tonight and later this afternoon. So you can clearly see it on the satellite image right there. Yeah, that is what we are dealing with. And if we go to the CONUS view, you'll see where it's coming from. So here we go. We'll run this loop through, and you can see it's coming from the northwest. So it's coming from the northwest. It's going all the way down from Western Canada, across the midsection of the country, and then coming back up into our area. So you can see that smoke right there. It's doing that. It's traveling. There's a long distance that it's traveling. We look at the southeastern Alaska one, which will show you. See, these fires are going nuts over here. So look at all that smoke over there. Look at all that dense. There's another fire going in Washington. So now it's sort of getting pushed up a little bit. It almost looks like it's getting pushed up. So this may not be the end of it. We're going to have to deal with it again. Who knows? We'll have to see. But anyway, let's go to our current conditions outside. It definitely has gotten more humid out there. Definitely feeling that humidity. But there's a brisk south wind out there. But the dew point has made it up to 70 now at Islip, after dew points being in the 60s for much of the day. So definitely getting quite humid out there. Definitely feeling that humidity out there. Now looking at the high temperatures today across the island. Low 80s generally. Low 80s. But as you make your way inland, of course, into New Jersey, you had to deal with some upper 80s in much of New Jersey. And that is why tomorrow things are going to be even more unstable. I'm sure the lows the lows did not drop that much tonight. So yeah, we were above normal today if we look at today's climate statistics. Actually, Bridgeport had a record today. So record daily rainfall set at Bridgeport. That's a really small rainfall amount there. but at 0.48 apparently broke 0.44. Uh, which is interesting. We'll go to the ISLIP climatological report. We also got to talk about that rainfall, too. ISLIP got 0.29 inches of rain last night. We had a decent amount of shower and thunderstorm activity move through last night. A nice little cluster wound up moving through overnight, and that actually brought some much-needed rainfall. So we'll go back to this map here, and we'll look at precipitation. And we'll put this in the 24-hour mode here. And you'll see some areas on Long Island got... most areas got around 1/4 of an inch or less. I mean, not a ton, but definitely something. And as you go off to the west, you'll see higher amounts into areas over northern Jersey, where some areas got in excess of an inch. Depending on where you are now, if you're going to the southern part of New Jersey, not much of anything. But we did get into some rainfall last night, which is really good. And this was all due to the, we'll go to the radar rewind here. We'll rewind the radar. We'll show you what happened. Actually, it was early in the morning that we had it. And you can see what happened in the morning. We had a nice cluster of showers and thunderstorms move through after midnight from west to east across Long Island. Affected most of Long Island, except for, it started maybe fizzling a little bit as it got east to the Forks. But everybody got into some rainfall, and that was really important to see. If we go to the window map here, which we'll do, we'll look at precipitation amounts here. We'll have some more amounts here. This always has more usually. You'll see here, around some areas got a 1/2 inch in Nassau County. 1/2 inch to 1/4 of an inch of rain. Around 1/4 of an inch in Comac, Deer Park. And then close to a 1/2 inch around Lake Ronkonkoma. And then you're making your way up into Rocky Point, close to a 1/2 inch. Fire Island, let's see what they got. They didn't get as much. They got very little. They only got 0.09 to 0.15. So they got a little bit less on Fire Island. But for the most part of Long Island, everybody got into some rainfall. It wasn't a lot. Definitely not enough to bust the drought. But generally speaking. So that's why I'm back here, because we got to talk about the severe weather threat that we had for tomorrow. So let's talk about that. Storm Prediction Center. We go to the day 2 convective outlook, and I've actually put a slight risk now over maybe just the northwest of New York City. It's close enough that it pays attention. Almost all of Long Island in the marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow, and there actually is a tornado risk as well, 2% tornado risk that over northern New Jersey. So this is going to be a little more impressive here. We got a lot of humidity, warm humid air mass ahead of a cold front. It is moving slow, but still it is a cold front, and that is something that we are going to have to pay attention to as we head into tomorrow. Now, luckily, we have all the models that we need tonight, so let's go ahead and look at those that now happened last night, and I'm going to make sure so I'm a little bit later. So we'll go here onto the 0Z run of the HRRR, and we'll first take a look at what activity it is generating. And so far, fairly quiet at first, but then you start seeing things break out as we get to later in the afternoon. Maybe one lone shower, thunderstorm there around, say, 2, 3 o'clock on the North Shore. And then it forms a line that's going to move through 22, so 5, 6 o'clock over New York City, and slowly moves east. And the thing is, it's going to get stuck. So it's going to train, and that rain is going to fall wherever that front is. And this model says it's going to be northern New Jersey, and unfortunately not Long Island, that we'd wind up missing out on that heavier rain there. We'd start getting into some rainfall perhaps after, say, 9, 10 o'clock in our area. Again, this is one model's opinion of what could happen. This could be, if this moves further east, then we may get into some of that training thunderstorm activity as well. And then this front kind of gets stuck and stalls out. So we're going to have on and off showers and maybe even a rumble of thunder overnight into Sunday morning. And even into Sunday, part of Sunday, still be a little bit of light rain in the morning before things finally slowly try to dry out. It's a very slow-moving cold front. Obviously, we don't have fast-moving cold fronts anymore, but in a way that's a good thing because that'll increase our chances for getting some much-needed rainfall. Looking at our dew points here, you'll see that we are in this muggy air tomorrow. We have, again, that southerly flow, so Long Island probably have similar temperatures to today. But inland, you'll be probably upper 80s to close to 90 again. You can see that drier air is trying to get in, but it takes a little while. It takes until Sunday before we start seeing it try to come in. The HRRR is really slow bringing it in too. Um, this is the HRRR model. Here we are on the temperatures. Obviously not dropping much tonight. Tomorrow could be 90 if you're in Jersey. For Long Island, I think temperatures will be similar to today, maybe a couple degrees warmer. Um, and then as we get into Sunday, it's going to be a whole lot cooler. Temperatures will only be around 70. And there really won't be much sunshine either due to the slow-moving front that we have here. So that's what the HRRR says. We're going to go ahead and look at total accumulated precip. What the HRRR thinks is what rainfall. And you can see, unfortunately, we would miss out on here on Long Island. Would be the city, central Jersey, if the HRRR is correct, and then Suffolk County would kind of get gypped, and Ocean County maybe would get a little more lucky. But other than that, not a really whole lot of rainfall. We look at the Cape, and the best capes are probably going to be inland. Yeah, it's not even that impressive with it, but it has the best cape inland, and then it kind of fizzles the Cape out toward the evening. So this is what the HRRR says. I'm not sure if I agree with it. Let's go over to a different model. We're going to the NAM next. And we have enough of the zeros in, or at least a lot of it in. So what's going to happen for tomorrow? And see, yeah, the NAM is much more, I think, much more with it with the Cape levels. And you can see over Jersey is where the best Cape's going to be, because that's where the heat's going to be. If we go look at let's see what this is going to produce for tomorrow. And again, we see that activity. You see that line developing right around 5, 6 o'clock. Here's 6. The NAM wants to move it a little more east, maybe over Nassau County. All right. And then it kind of dies out, get a little bit of a break, and then overnight we would see some more rain. And it's even got a little bit of a low there. And the NAM, as far as total accumulated precip again, it's a similar deal, unfortunately. It moves it a little bit further, maybe over Nassau, but not really over Suffolk. So that is the problem we're seeing with that. Okay, so we've got to look at those models here at this point. Let's look at the HDRPS, which is the next model. First started on this one. HDRPS has a similar idea. So that seems to be the idea, is that, unfortunately, the heavier rain will not make it to Suffolk County. It's going to be mainly north and west. You can see nice line here. It's around 5 o'clock here, and then just kind of fizzles out. Here we are, right around 8 o'clock. You just have kind of what becomes a rainy mess. With no severe weather, that we get the rainy mess maybe over western Long Island, and then Suffolk County doesn't even get anything. So this is what we have to work with right now. So your Saturday night is probably going to be wet, unless you're further in Suffolk County, perhaps. But at least with this one, it looks like it brings some rain into western Long Island, perhaps, but it won't really be. The heaviest stuff's going to stay off to the west, and so with the severe weather as well with this type of setup. So that is what we're looking at with that. Okay, I think that's most of the models that we have to look at right now, that we have to work with, as far as the weekend goes. I'll go ahead and just look at cloud cover on this model first. So obviously this is not showing the smoke. We will have hazy skies tomorrow, and then there'll be clouds building, cumulonimbus clouds, toward the afternoon. And there's the front you can see, and it kind of just gets hung up here, just kind of gets stuck, and we don't really clear out until Sunday night. So then we finally can slowly kind of try to push it offshore, but it's having some trouble. It gets hung up here, and the RGM seems to think that we can't even get it out of the way. We'll have to get it out of the way for part of Monday, perhaps. But yeah, this front is going to be a problem. Stall front syndrome, you know the deal. It's a pain in the neck, and we'll talk more about how that's going to affect next week's weather on Sunday. But that's one model's opinion of what's going to happen, obviously. Every model is a little different. Let's go to see if the GFS has kind of got a similar idea. I don't really like using these yet. GFS does the same damn thing. So it seems like it gets it hung up a little bit. And we'll have to see what happens with that. But let's go and look at I guess we can look at the European and see how the European handles the rainfall amounts. I know the resolution isn't as high, but I'm seeing the similar idea here with this that we already see with all the other models. European does seem to want to build that high and quicker, though. Um, but other than that, let's see what the total accumulated precip. The trend is probably going to be similar. Yeah. But it does move the heavier precipitation a little bit over to the western half of Long Island, where we might see an inch of rain. So I'll have to see how this all works out. But what can I say? We're gonna have to see how it all pans out right now. Let's shift gears and look at the smoke models. 18Z. We'll first start with the vertically integrated smoke, and we'll see how hazy it's going to be tomorrow. You can see where that smoke is coming from. So, see, even on this is the 6th, so it's Saturday. But you can see that front getting stuck there kind of means the smoke may still be around a little bit on Sunday. So it's going to be hard to kind of push that away. Again, this is the HRRR. It does improve, it looks like. So you can sort of see what's happening in the atmosphere by looking at this. And we got this slow-moving cold front here. Let's do the near-surface smoke. Lastly, I'll look at the current air quality here. There is some near-surface smoke. Some. So you might see some haze in the air and impacts the air quality tomorrow. Minor impacts. Let's just look at current AQI, which is all good right now at this moment. So, but that could change for tomorrow. So there may be some moderate air quality. So we'll go to Vent to Sky. I guess that'll be our last thing last tool we can use and take a look at what's going to be happening for tomorrow. As far as thunderstorms go, again, this is the Cape. Again, you can see the best Cape is off to the west. There is some over northern Nassau, though, in the city that's decent in the early afternoon. So I have to see. We might get into something. I'll have to see how it all, what develops right now at this point. Clouds, this is your cloud forecast. Not really easy to use this per se, but you can sort of see where the clouds are. But air quality, let's see. This has it good, but inland it looks like there could be moderate air quality. But again, the best chances are going to be inland to the west for severe weather. And this is any time between the afternoon, so it could be any time between 1 and 7 o'clock. It's just with all the models and all the variations in them, it's really hard to pinpoint exactly when this is going to move through, especially because we're dealing with a slow-moving cold front. But hopefully at least we can get some rain out of it. But if you're in the west, you definitely have to worry about severe thunderstorm activity. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. So that's it. Have a good night.